So in today's show, here's what we're going to cover. The most bullish signal now flashing for Bitcoin in the crypto markets, according to crypto analyst Justin Bennett. That's right. The most bullish signal right now for crypto is the Tether dominance chart. I'll be breaking this down for you and quoting Plan B. Bitcoin back above the realized price average cost, like in January of 2012, 2015, and 2019, and quoting crypto analyst Mikhail Bende-Pop. Targets I think we'll be seeing in the coming months. Bitcoin to 30,000, Chainlink $15, Phantom $1, Zilliqa 10 cents, Binance Coin $500, and Ethereum $2,500. I'm also going to be sharing with you this Bitcoin bullish megaphone pattern, which suggests an $80,000 Bitcoin price target. Also in today's show, $56 billion asset manager issues an apocalyptic economic warning and shares their forecast. That's right, Elliott Management issues a remarkably dire warning on the fate of the global economy, according to the latest report. I'll be breaking this down for you. Also in today's show, buying Bitcoin will quickly vanish when CBDCs launch, according to Arthur Hayes. Also in today's show, crypto analyst who called this year's crypto crash issues a dire Bitcoin warning. It says a Bitcoin collapse is imminent. In fact, the analyst suggests a massive sell-off event, taking the Bitcoin price down to its target of 14,000, suggesting an over 34% downside for the king crypto. Also in today's show, analyst says that one altcoin is set for an explosive breakout and predicts rallies ahead for Dogecoin, Solana, and 2 additional crypto assets. Also in today's show, billionaire Tim Draper calls one Bitcoin metric extraordinary. It says great things are coming for BTC. And he also makes a very bold prediction and says by mid-2023, I'm expecting to see Bitcoin hit $250,000. Send it. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And with that being shared, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, who is BlockFi, the leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. And here they have a new product called their BlockFi Private Client, which is a personalized approach to crypto wealth management, where you can recognize the full potential of your crypto investments. You can negotiate custom crypto interest rates. You can borrow at competitive loan rates using crypto as collateral. You can negotiate personalized loan to value and APR when borrowing, 100,000 plus, and there is no prepayment penalty. They also have a pretty amazing trading platform, so I highly encourage you to check it out. With that being shared, welcome everyone to today's episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host JV. This is podcast episode number 1096 of the Crypto News Alerts pod. Happy Sunday Fun Day, November 6th, 2022. Without further ado, let's take a look at the current crypto market cap. Taking a look at coin360.com. You can see Bitcoin and many of the top cryptos currently correcting and in the red, with Bitcoin down 0.3% for the day, trading just above 21,200 at the time of this recording. We have Ether down 1%, trading just above $1,600, while XRP, Dogecoin, Solana, Avalanche, Polkadot are all correcting and in the red, while only Binance Coin is pumping but barely and in the green, trading at $352. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current coin market cap is sitting just above $1 trillion with 61 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The current Bitcoin dominance is 38.7%, with the Ether dominance at 18.8%. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers in the past 24 hours, Chili's leading the pack, up 4%, trading at 28 cents, followed by OKB, up 3.5%, trading at 22.5 bucks, followed by Toncoin, up 2.7%, trading at $1.71. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past week, you can see a sea of green, which is a great sign for the altcoin market. We have AR up 40%, Matic up 27%, Litecoin up 25%, and WeMix up 40.3%. And checking out one of my favorite indicators, it's the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, shows we're currently rated 40 in fear, yesterday at 38, last week at 34, and last month at 23 in extreme fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That could be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. When investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. So welcome once again, everyone just tuning in to today's live episode. We have lots to cover, so let's waste no time and dive right into today's Bitcoin technical analysis, shall we? Here we go. Popular crypto strategist says that one chart could foreshadow bullish continuations for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets. That's right. Analyst Justin Bennett tells his 110,000 Twitter followers that the Tether dominance chart, known as USDT.D, is on the verge of violating the diagonal support that has kept the metric in an uptrend trend since November of 2021. That's right. Traders often keep an eye on the USDT chart. Shows a number of how the crypto market is comprised of stablecoin Tether, USDT. A bearish USDT.D chart is traditionally interpreted as bullish for Bitcoin and crypto, as it indicates that traders are parting with their stablecoins to take risks. Quoting the analyst here, the most bullish signal right now for crypto is the Tether dominance chart. In my opinion, this moves inversely to crypto and is currently breaking down, unconfirmed as of now. Weekly close will be the key. And he shares this chart, which you can see on your screen. And as the USDT.D chart flashes signs of potentially ending its one-year uptrend, Bennett says that Bitcoin is in a position to rally towards his target of $26,000 next month. By December, quoting him here, a $26,000 Bitcoin peak is still on the table. However, a few things need to occur, including Bitcoin getting above 22.8 and the US dollar index closing below 109 next week, amongst other things. There are no easy tasks here, as he outlines here in this chart. And he also explains why he believes that the 109 level for the US dollar index can be a key for a sustained crypto rally. Quoting him here, I can't stress enough how significant 109 will be for the US dollar index next week. The confluence there is massive. 2022 trend line, descending channel support, and key monthly level. Close below equals extended crypto rally. Bounce aggressively equals crypto pullback, as outlined in the chart. And similar to the USDT.D chart metric, traders also track the performance of the US dollar index, as a plummeted index suggests that investors are leaving the safety of the US dollar to accumulate risk assets like Bitcoin and crypto. Let's get it. And quoting Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, Bitcoin back above the realized price, which is the average cost base, like in January of 2012, October 2015, and April of 2019. Also like to point out the stock to flow model is predicting a $100,000 Bitcoin price between 2024 and 2025. And quoting crypto analyst Mikhail Ben-Apap, targets I think we'll be seeing in the coming months: Bitcoin to 30,000, Chainlink to $15, Phantom to 75 cents to $1, Zilliqa to 10 cents, Binance Coin to $500, and Ethereum to $2,500. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these bullish price predictions. And as you can see here, Bitcoin is in a bullish megaphone pattern. And as you can see in the chart, the target suggests an $80,000 new all-time high in 2023 for the King Crypto. Send it. Let's freaking go. And once again, welcome everyone just tuning in to today's episode of Crypto News Alerts. And now let's discuss a dire economic warning coming from a $58 billion asset manager called here Elliott Management. The world says the world is currently on the road to hyperinflation, which can trigger global societal collapse or civil international strife. As per the Financial Times, the $56 billion asset manager points the finger largely at central bank money printing policies enacted during the pandemic and says policymakers were incorrect and disingenuous to name supply chain disruptions as the root cause of inflation. Now, Elliott believes that the bottom for the global markets has not yet been reached, given the economic calamity underway. The firm says a 50% drop from the market highs is likely, and to date, the S&P 500 has sunk from a high of 48.18 to a low of 34.91, representing a 27% drop. And according to Elliott, the next wave of negative market catalysts could include short-term loan losses at banks, possible collateralized loan obligation market downturns, and potential fallout from leveraged investments in private equity. The firm notes that its dire scenario is not a certainty, so do keep that in mind, but Elliott believes there are simply too many frightening and seriously negative possibilities to ignore, and a seriously adverse unwind of the everything bubble may remain on the horizon. So there you have it. Also like to point out that rich dad Robert Kiyosaki has predicting the worst economic collapse of our lifetime, and there's many economists repeating the same thing. Do you feel we're likely to have another massive black swan event that could literally drop the entire crypto market even further, potentially witnessing a double bottom below that 17,500 current bottom of this cycle? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. With that being shared, now let's discuss CBDCs, which is enslavement of humanity. Arthur Hayes is calling it out, and I think it's very important we touch upon this. Bitcoin hodlers are looking to avoid CBDCs, obviously, and they may have gained a surprise ally, the banks. That's right. In his latest blog post, Pure Evil, Arthur Hayes, ex-CEO of crypto derivatives platform BitMEX, argued that the banks may limit the impact of the CBDC horror story. Now, CBDC is currently in various stages of development worldwide. Fans of financial sovereignty naturally fear and even despise them, as they should, as they imply total government control over everyone's money and purchasing power, a full frontal assault on our ability to have sovereignty over honest transactions between ourselves, says Hayes. And among opponents of CBDCs are not only Bitcoiners. However, sharing the cause will likely be commercial banks because they have sought to oust from the power with BTC. Quoting him here, I believe that the apathy of the majority will allow governments to easily take away our physical cash and replace it with CBDCs, ushering utopia or dystopia of our financial surveillance, the blog post explains. But we then have unlikely ally that I believe will impede the government's ability to implement the most effective CBDC architecture for controlling the general populace, and that ally is domestic commercial banks. Now, in implementing a CBDC, a government could either make the central bank the only node in the digital network or use commercial banks as nodes in a less radical overhaul of the financial system. These systems Hayes calls the direct model and wholesale model, respectively, quoting him here. Given that every country that has at least reached the choosing of a CBDC model stage has opted for the wholesale model, it is clear that no central bank wants to disrupt their domestic commercial banks. He reasons, and as you can see, retail CBDC architectures and central bank private sector cooperation, you can see in this layout blueprint right here. And as such, to place-safe banks to a certain extent, but still achieve benefits such as eradicating cash. Governments may ultimately be kept in check by the kinds of entities known for limiting crypto exchange transactions and banning hodlers' accounts. For politicians who care more about power than profits, this is their chance to completely destroy the influence of too big to fail banks, and yet seem to remain politically unable to do so. Hayes adds, now the topic of CBDCs receives extensive attention and beyond the crypto industry as they represent a major shift in both money and politics. In a new interview with Cointelegraph, we have Richard Werner, development economist and professor at De Montfort University, described them as a declaration of war. Ain't telling no lies. In other words, the bank regulator is suddenly saying we're going to compete against the banks now because the banks have no chance. You can't compete against the regulator, he said. The game is rigged, right? Hayes, meanwhile, flagged Bitcoin as a safe haven, still available for those already opposed to any form of zero cash economy, but not for long. Buying Bitcoin will become increasingly difficult or perhaps outright impossible once CBDCs are implemented. Quoting him here, this window won't last forever. Capital controls are coming, and when all the money is digital and certain transactions are not allowed, the ability to purchase Bitcoin will quickly vanish. He warned, if any of this doom porn resonates with you and you don't own at least a very small percentage of your liquid net worth in Bitcoin, the best day to have bought Bitcoin was yesterday. Preached. Now let me know if you agree or disagree with Arthur Hayes that we will not even be likely able to buy Bitcoin in the future once CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, are rolled out. Now that is very scary, but you got to keep in mind that this programmable money it could be the end of civilization as we know it if the regulators control the money supply. I mean, they currently do, but fortunately we have decentralized currencies like Bitcoin, right? But if they control CBDCs and they don't allow people to purchase Bitcoin or decentralized cryptocurrencies, you are completely controlled and screwed by them because they can literally program those CBDCs to where you can't make purchases if you don't have the same opinion maybe of the government or the mainstream media. Maybe you're considered a conspiracy theorist because you believe that men can't have babies, and then they argue with you and say, no, transgender men, of course, can have babies, so you can no longer spend your money and you have to do X, Y, Z. This is the dystopia future, which could be upon us, especially with governments having full control of CBDCs. So that's why it is very important we call them out on their shenanigans right now, as Bitcoin is the antidote to those terrible and evil CBDCs. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. But with that being shared, now let's discuss a potential crypto crash, which is quite interesting to say the least, as crypto strategist who nailed last year's crypto meltdown is issuing a prescient warning for the king crypto and the Bitcoin bulls. Synonymous crypto trader Crypto Calio tells his 500,000 Twitter followers the Bitcoin traders should start exercising caution, as he says Bitcoin is now in the process of trapping as many bulls as possible. And let me show you the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Capo says that after Bitcoin's latest latest surge above 21,000, the King crypto has now reached a price area where smart money investors will likely take profits and push Bitcoin to new 2022 lows. Quoting him here, as I've said many times, 21,000 to 21.5 is a hammer zone of distribution zone. Distribution phases are made to trap as many longs as possible while destroying the early shorts. This means several pushes into the resistance zone that strong hands use to keep building their position. And in this chart, it shows us crashing all the way down to around that $14,000 mark, which would trigger a massive sell-off event in all of cryptocurrency, suggesting a 34% downside for the King crypto. And although Capo has a bearish view on Bitcoin, the chart also shows that his thesis would be invalidated if Bitcoin manages to rally and consolidate around $23,000. So that's the key line in the sand. And for now, Capo says he is waiting for confirmation signals before shorting Bitcoin. Quoting him here, I'm not bullish on Bitcoin anymore, but I am not shorting neither until I see bearish signs, until the distribution is complete. A last push to 21,400 to 21,500 is possible, and you don't want to short here without a bearish confirmation. And Capo next up talks about altcoins, saying he remains bullish on crypto assets other than Bitcoin for the moment. Quoting him here, I am still bullish on altcoins, but being cautious, trailing the stop loss and profits. I will turn full bearish soon. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding his $14,000 Bitcoin price prediction for the King crypto? Do you feel we're likely to witness that double bottom here in the cycle? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. With that being shared, now let's discuss altcoins breaking out, shall we? Because there's actually quite a few different altcoins we're going to be discussing right here, which are currently bullish according to crypto analysts. Crypto Calio, he tells his 500,000 Twitter followers that Cosmos, aka Atom, which aims to be an ecosystem of interoperable blockchains, will be one of the more explosive altcoins on the market once it gets going. Calio takes a look at the Cosmos Bitcoin pair, which he says will signal the next big move for Atom. Quoting him here, I wouldn't sleep on Atom either. When it finally breaks out of this 3-year base range formed on the Bitcoin pair, it'll be explosive. Send it. Now, Calio also has a high price target for the meme token Dogecoin, which he thinks still has a lot more gas in the tank despite the recent hype around it. According to Calio, Doge is on its way to tagging the 20-cent level. As he shares here, Doge's path to 20 cents. And at the time of this recording, Doge is trading at about 12.5 cents. And the trader is also forecasting huge strength for the top Ethereum rival, Solana, predicting it will significantly outperform the King crypto in the coming weeks. As he shares here, Solana is up against resistance on the verge of absolutely sending on this fine Saturday morning. Also like to point out, Google just announced actually utilizing Solana, which sent the price pumping here this morning. And based on his chart, he expects Solana/Bitcoin ratio to soar roughly 78% from its current price of around $35.56. And the closely followed trader is also bullish on Ethereum scaling solution, Polygon/Matic, which is the layer 2 ETH scaling solution to help with those outrageous gas fees. Despite showing relative strength against the market over the past week, Calio thinks Matic still has more room to run, setting a rough target near all-time highs at about $2.80. Quoting him here, plenty of room to run higher. And at the time of this recording, Matic is currently trading at around $1.15 and recently broke above $1.20 and has been one of the top gainers for the past week. And the crypto trader also has his radar locked on Thorchain, aka Rune, blockchain platform designed to facilitate the secure and cheap transfer of assets between different blockchains. Calio calls for an upward target of $3 for Rune, 81% higher than its current price of $1.65. Quoting him here, ideal Rune target price is $3. So there you have it. Let me know which altcoins you are currently most bullish on, and out of the ones shared by Calio right there, which ones do you feel have the most optimistic potential to continue pumping and soaring for this fourth quarter of 2022 heading into 2023. With that being shared, I want to welcome everyone just tuning in to today's episode of Crypto News Alerts. I am your host, JV, and without further ado, let's dive into our top story of the day and break down this $250,000 Bitcoin price prediction for 2023, literally 8 months from now, according to the billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper, and shared the latest of what he just recently shared in his interview. Let's break it down, shall we? Billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper is confident that the global Bitcoin adoption is proceeding extremely well. And in a new interview at the Web Summit 2022 in Lisbon, Portugal, Draper says Bitcoin hitting 100 million wallets is an extraordinary achievement. Quoting him here, there are 100 million Bitcoin wallets now, and that's pretty extraordinary, pretty exciting, and we're only 15 years in. And according to Draper, the global adoption of the flagship crypto asset will accelerate over the next half a decade. As he shares here, people say, well, why aren't there 10 billion wallets wallets? Well, there aren't 10 billion wallets because it takes time for new technologies to proliferate throughout the world. Facebook is everywhere, but it's 20 years since it launched. Facts. So give Bitcoin 5 more years and you'll see some great things happening. I agree 100%. And the billionaire venture capitalist also says the Bitcoin's best use case is serving as a medium of exchange. Quoting him here, I think the best use case for Bitcoin is as a currency. As soon as we can buy our food, clothing, and shelter in Bitcoin, there is no reason to hold on to any fiat currency because you'd rather have a currency that is completely trusted, completely away from bad governments, away from banks, and that is a great opportunity for the people. And to watch this video he did at the summit, check the show notes below the video in the description. And now let's discuss this bullish price prediction, as this is pretty cool. Now, a few years ago, Draper was asked what he thought about the future price of Bitcoin would be in 4 years, and after he correctly predicted the crypto asset would cruise past 10,000 per coin, which he predicted accurately, in mid-April, the billionaire investor attended a party hosted by his blockchain-centric Draper University, and at the event, Draper explained he believed Bitcoin would reach $250,000 by 2022. And on Twitter, Draper wrote, "Serious winds of change at our blockchain party last night. I predicted $250,000 by 2022." And in June of 2021, Draper doubled down on his $250,000 price forecast, and during an interview a year later, in June of 2022, Draper told Scott Melker, the Wolf of Wall Street, that by the end of this year, or early next year, Bitcoin would hit his $250,000 target. And amid the bear market this year, and speaking at the Web Summit 2022 conference, Draper said Bitcoin is essentially protection against bad governance. While the 250 prediction still rings true with Draper today, he added a 6-month extension to his forecast, quoting him here, "By mid-2023, I'm expecting to see Bitcoin hit $250,000. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his $250,000 Bitcoin price prediction for 2023. And if, let's hypothetically say his prediction is correct and the billionaire venture capitalist nails it once again, where do you think that will likely take the Bitcoin price over the next halving cycle of 2024 and 2025? Do you think we can potentially hit $200,000 per coin? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. I think if we have a very bullish 2023, then we can likely see in 2024, 2025, potentially a multiple 6-figure Bitcoin price. However, if we continue with this ongoing crypto winter in 2023 and it takes until 2024 before things get bullish again, then who knows? I mean, I'd love to know your thoughts honestly in the comments right down below.